Hello, I'm Dave Peach, and this is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. See them in person or at tricountybank.net. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Crawfordsville Peachcast. We are presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Also sponsored by BK Home Improvement and Zahn's Flooring and Design Center. And always CIR, Central Indiana Rubber, Power for You. Dave Meyer joins us. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello.
Todd. It is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, and real quick, a very important topic.
Yes, Dave.
Are you familiar with these lifesavers? They're like the big lifesavers.
The big life. Like, we're talking how big, Dave? Like, bigger than the one we grew up with?
Maybe a quarter. Maybe they're like a quarter size, and they're thicker.
Okay.
And they're thick.
Yes.
And they come in individual packages.
Wow. We've evolved quite a bit.
Yes, very much so. Now, in our home, there has been what I call the Lucky Lifesaver.
Wow. Okay. Elaborate, Dave.
Well, it was on the floor for about a month. Okay.
Okay. Now, what was happening during this month? A lot of good stuff.
Just kind of holidays. Just kind of was there, and nobody really paid much attention to it,
including the cats.
Oh yeah, the cats.
Okay.
Well, it'll come into the play a little bit later on. But at current state, at one point, we know that this lifesaver was probably in one piece, right?
Yes, of course.
Now, for some reason, I'm not really sure how, but it has now broken into 4 pieces, but is perfectly in the pack as I'm holding it right now.
So you have a perfectly quartered lifesaver that you could, in theory, Dave, if you want to keep the strength of the lifesaver taste, if you could time it out and drop in a 4th, you could maybe keep your lifesaver buzz at a real even keel, right?
You are exactly right, and you know I've been kind of monitoring the thing. It's something that you're at one point you don't even want to move it because it's been there for so long. It's kind of like part of the family.
It's an old person. Yeah. Don't move them. That could hurt them.
Well, anyway, today I found it at the base of the basement stairs.
Okay, it's moved around.
So the poor thing has moved around, and you think, well, just toss it in the garbage. But for some reason, I kind of have I have a feeling for this thing, and I don't want to. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it at this point. I don't know if I want to consume it or just bite the bullet and throw it in the garbage.
It's calling your name, Dave. I believe it represents something, possibly from your childhood. This could all have to do with the current Butler basketball season, Dave.
Yeah,
It's one of 3.
And I think part of it too is when one of my Pilot G7 pens run out. And the
07s, we like them.
And I gotta get rid of it. I'm thinking, I just can't just throw it away. I've got to thank it for its time helping me along the way, and we've become kind of close.
Sure.
During the time that I've used it.
Yes, that pen has been a part of you, an extension of your words, Dave.
Oh, okay. Today it is Untoasted. I'll try to. I don't know exactly what. It's one of those things that it's kind of. You don't think, well, I need to seek help.
No,
for this. I mean, I don't necessarily need to seek help, but on the other hand, I got to kind of evaluate what its impact is on my life.
Sure. I mean, yes. There's. I think you're doing it, Dave, just by bringing it up, picking it up, giving it credence for its time in your home.
I've got one more. Because I am at home. You've heard of cream of mushroom soup.
I have, Dave. Been around for a long time, and a base for cooking other things other than the soup, I believe.
And there are cream of other things, right? I mean,
yeah, I think once that cat got going, people just they kind of got out of hand. But yeah, we creamed a lot of stuff.
Now here is something that I was not aware of, and I'm sure there's a valuable purpose. It's Campbell's.
Sure.
Cream of onion.
Wow. Seems to be getting a little thin when we're there.
Cream of onion.
Yeah, I don't even, my tongue can't even have a visual texture on that one, Dave. I'm not cream of onion.
And here's the deal. It's got on the label here, it's got cream and it's got onions.
Yeah. A lot of Jim Gaffigan fans.
I assume we're not going to consume this as is.
No, it must be a base. It must drop something green in it at some point, Dave.
Oh, there's other things on the table I could talk about too, but we've got a movie, number 48, Untoasted, season 3. My voice in neutral or in
you've been using it
in the lower range. Sometimes it's a little tough here. But again, it's a movie from 1988, which I think is the only year that you actually watched movies, because this is another one of your offerings.
This was must have been the era when I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and it was a long era, Dave. So I watched a lot of movies.
1988 for us, movie number 48. Bruce Willis, James Garner, Malcolm McDowell, who's still alive.
He's still around.
Was he in that movie like Space Odyssey or
2000? I believe 2001. Yes,
he was in a lot of those things that you don't remember that you remember.
Right, and I think in Caligula as well.
Yes, Mariel Hemingway, Kathleen Quinlan. Now, Kathleen Quinlan was prolific in the number of movies she was in.
Yes.
But never really stood out in any of them.
No, in fact, I think of her, she was very young here, and then in my head, I zoom all the way to Apollo 13, where she's Jim Lovell's wife.
Also, we've got Untoasted alum. He was in Long Gone. Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah. Yeah, he a guy that looks in this movie he does well kind of as a obnoxious drunk who does have a turn, but the last movie, Dave, best young person with tobacco in their mouth.
Blake Edwards, and the music by Henry Mancini, 1988. This had to be one of Hank's last movies, I'm figuring.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, had to be. I mean, yeah, really an old Hollywood combo. You think of Blake Edwards, besides Pink Panther, he did like The Days of Wine and Roses. So he had, done a lot of stuff, won awards, was kind of, famous for a certain genre. I think didn't he do 10? Didn't he do like Arthur? I'm not sure, Dave.
No, Arthur, I think, was Bacharach.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, and some others as well, but Henry Mancini, that was the Walk of the Elephant. Hey,
and Moon River, right?
Yeah, we got to take a break. We'll be back with Untoasted. It is Sunset with Bruce Willis and James Garner and Company, 1988. Next on the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Bazing. Wow, that's fun to say. Bazing is Tri-County Bank's Smart Rewards checking account. With Bazing, you have cell phone protection, ID theft protection, roadside assistance, discounts at area businesses, and more. This is Bria French. Contact me or any of our great employees to begin your entry into Bazing banking. Terms and conditions may apply. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Crawfordsville Peachcast, Untoasted. It is Sunset. Dave Meyer picked it. Dave, why did you pick this movie? I guess I'll let you elaborate, but have you seen it? Did you see it before? Is it something you wanted to see? Because sometimes I pick movies I want to see that I didn't see.
Well, and here's the thing. I have had this is good for me. This may be my therapeutic. This may be how I'm working things out, Dave. Which is in my head, I remember seeing parts of this movie. Okay. And I believe when I had young children, early 90s, watching on VHS, middle of the night. I always loved Rockford Files, big James Garner fan. He obviously So in my head, Bruce Willis, young, when he's kind of in his, before he became a superstar with maybe, Die Hard kind of thing, although Bruce did make a lot of movies, but this seemed like, I don't know, whatever memories I had of it, like it was better than it was. And Dave, after the full rewatch here, I don't know why I picked it. I really, really don't.
Well, I kind of got
to talk about it, though. I mean,
we can talk about it. This movie cost $16.4 million to make.
Yeah.
Blake Edwards, big stars, Henry Mancini. It made $4 million, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, so Untoasted maybe is light in the assessment. No, I mean it's got an old. First of all, it's about old Hollywood.
Yeah,
right?
take us through the premise of the movie.
Okay, and it's kind of this is where it's funky because I looked up like in different some things about it. How is it actually portrayed? And Wikipedia calls it a crime mystery western. And Dave, that's not a big genre, so let's start with that. Okay. It has comedic elements, right? But it's more like a cross section, like old school noir detective deal that plays out really slow with some kind of famous people. But then, like, the weird thing to me is like, okay, first of all, Malcolm McDowell he's easy to hate. Plays a good bad guy. So he plays this, mogul who had been, I guess, a silent star and was now, but the end of the movie, he almost his Chaplin scene. And early in the movie, he references Chaplin. So that confused me. Right. So it's like, was he doing Chaplin? What was that about? And then they mentioned Chaplin. So I don't know about. So there are aspects to this that are actually true. Like Wyatt Earp did live until 1929 and was a part of, early Hollywood as like a consultant on Westerns, which were a huge part of early Hollywood. And this guy, Tom Mix, was actually a cowboy star and, came out of, his own kind of Western roping show and ended up actually retired from Hollywood because he, didn't really do well in the talkies and went back to running his own kind of circus where he was a cowboy star. So there's elements to this in my mind, I think, that I thought were cooler. In this movie, though, it starts out with basically we introduce the premise of Tom Mix as a cowboy star. Wyatt Earp comes to town to advise in a movie. And then we learn, it's like we introduce the bad guys, which is the Malcolm McDowell character, the head of the studio. The people that kind of work for him are on his payroll, either the security guys or the guy who's the head of police, who's like this old Irish character. So there's like these stereotypes that kind of work in old movies and that seem like they should work or be funny. The music at this thing in the beginning is cool, right? And you see this opens with the scene of, it's Bruce Willis playing the cowboy star and yada, yada. And so it seems like it's going to be a fun movie. And it's not really a fun movie. Basically, there's a murder and then there's like a cover up. And then it ends up where there's, basically Wyatt Earp and Tom Mix have to have a real gunfight with some guys. Again, there's a bit of truth in this, in that Tom Mix did have this ranch up there that he bought with all his money, and it was, away and all this. So they mix, is kind of, I don't know, fan fiction-esque in the regard that it's there's some stuff that's true, a lot of stuff that's false, and then they try to be playful with it. Like at the very end of the movie, they were like, and that's the way it went, give or take a lie or two, which is a line that the Wyatt Earp character drops in the movie. So Dave, I'm rambling, but I must apologize for asking you to watch this movie and then talk about it on a sponsored program. It's not one of our better recommendations, but we can talk about it, and we can talk about what I guess, Dave, what about it did you like, if you liked anything?
Okay. I happen to like the movie. Now,
good.
Yeah, I did like it. I when I watched the movie, I was not like saying, "Oh, brother." I mean, come on. I wasn't saying that,
Okay, good.
I'm a man of few words many times. So if I watch a movie, I go, "Yeah, it's okay."
Okay, good.
So any movie with James Garner for me is good.
Yes.
Okay. Anytime that I can watch Jimmy G, I am excited. Now, Bruce Willis, I'm about half on, but I'm thinking about Moonlighting, and I'm thinking about being 24 years old when Moonlighting came out, and I'm thinking about how cool Bruce Willis was, and how Sybil Shepherd had that. I don't know. I'm not royalty, but that smooth.
But she was almost like a Hollywood
that
thing.
Easy style.
Yeah, she was model, beauty, blonde, blue eyes.
Yeah, and
the archetype at the time for sure.
And that show was truly unique.
Yeah,
it was amazing the way it worked, and it had 4 or 5 good seasons, and then it kind of fizzled out. But anyway, it was a great movie, and I love that Wednesday vibe on ABC or whenever it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, and so I kind of got into that and watched that, and I did note that it did kind of like the City Hall movie we did, the bad cops, the bad rich people, the bad politicians, and I'm not going to talk about something that has been in the news over the last decade or so, but a black book with names in it.
Ooh.
That we have heard about, and that's something that Hollywood portrays quite a bit.
Definitely.
The corrupt government, the corrupt cops. I mean, you go back to Godfather, you go back to we talked about City Hall, but it held my interest.
Yeah. Well, to your point too about Garner, I'm definitely. I mean, again, he seemed like the real deal in everything he did, and he had some range. Here's what Roger Ebert wrote about at the end of his review when talking about Sunset. Half of the movie wants to be cheerful, the other half seems morbid and disenchanted. There's another problem, and that's casting. Garner makes charming and effortless Earp, staring down gangsters, maintaining his dignity in the midst of the Hollywood shuffle. But Willis is simply not right as Mix. He's too matter-of-fact, too offhand, informal, and friendly. What might have worked better would have been a larger-than-life caricature. I don't know what Mix was really like, don't care, but I wish he would have been more of an electric horseman in this movie. And when I read that, I go, okay, yeah, that, I get that. But I didn't dislike Bruce Willis, but it seemed like he was being maybe a little cool to Wyatt Earp's, Wyatt Earp.
Well, another thing that I enjoyed thinking about while I was watching the movie is Wyatt Earp's lifespan.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
I didn't know, per se, that Wyatt Earp was around to be a consultant on movies.
Right. How about that?
Living until 1929, and that was the year of the first Academy Awards, and that was in the movie. And I think Chaplin appeared at the first Academy Awards. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. So that might be where they got that. But Tom Mix was a pallbearer at Earp's funeral.
Wow. See, so that, to me, that's some good credence to the story. I love the stuff like that because there is chemistry in what that relationship felt like. It was portrayed in the movie. So the fact that it was real is pretty cool. And just the fact that Wyatt Earp was born before the Civil War and died, during the Depression, basically. Yeah, stock market crash year.
Those kind of time, I guess, voyagers.
Yes.
You don't think about that. Apparently, well, I should say before we get to segment 3, and we'll talk about the movie a little bit more, but I kind of got a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibe on this.
Sure.
In that they were talking about they were depicting real people in a plot that really didn't exist. Now, in that case, it was, they took a horrible premise and created a new ending for it.
Yes.
In this case, they took people that actually did exist and created a story that in no way, shape, or form could have actually happened.
Right.
Too many dead bodies. Too many dead. I don't think you could just go around shooting people in California and there's 4 dead bodies over there, and nobody's brought in for questioning. I mean, I would think that there would be, with the number of fatalities in the movie, I think that at some point somebody would have called them in and said, "Now we got to settle down a little bit." Yeah, we shot 4 people out by the ranch. Now we're back eating a hamburger at the restaurant. I think there would be a little more.
Might be a little more to it.
Yeah, it might be a little more. There might be some questioning involved, and perhaps. I tell you what, let's at least put you in a hotel with no guns for a week and see what happens.
See what happens there.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, again, it feels like Wyatt Earp's era was over, and he's still around to talk about it while cars are, everywhere, right?
And now here we are in 2025 talking about a movie made in 1988 that was about Hollywood in 1929 with Wyatt Earp in it.
Dave. We keep doing this. We keep doing this.
Now I want to let you weigh in on this a little bit. And obviously we weren't there. We do not know. But from what I've read, there was a little bit of a kind of a rift between Willis and Garner. Garner did not think Bruce Willis was giving his 100% in the movie, and perhaps Willis was doing a little David Addison character,
Bill Big Timing,
manifesting in the movie.
Yeah, no, everything you read about Garner, and he was a guy too, Dave, that he wasn't, a celebrity driver of the pace car when he was here for the Indianapolis 500. He drove the car, right? He was, I believe, a Marine that was in the Korean War. So, he was not he was a professional, I think, and kind of a guy that's at least portrayed in a lot of his work, somebody who didn't deal with a lot of fluff or more stood up for the underdog than went along with the larger entities. So in that, it makes sense, but hopefully there was respect.
Number 48, Untoasted, Sunset, Bruce Willis, James Garner, Malcolm McDowell, Mariel Hemingway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is her relationship with Ernest?
I think, but we granddaughter, I believe.
Kathleen Quinlan. I always get that mixed up. Jennifer Garner is not related to James Garner because Garner is not James' real name, right?
That is correct.
Or vice versa, or something like that. So I have to say, Dave, there was a time when I thought they were related.
It's okay, Dave. It is okay.
But I'm saying 5 to 7 years. I'm thinking, Jennifer Garner. Yeah, she's Bruce's daughter or niece or something.
No one's calling. No one's doing that call
I'm
back.
I'm sorry if I misled you during that that time period. It is Untoasted. Crawfordsville Pete's Cast, the much anticipated segment 3 is on the way.
Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Dave Peach here with Brandon Kappas from BK Home Improvement. And Brandon, you have an exciting announcement.
Yes, Dave, thank you. We're excited to announce Zahn's Floor Covering is now Zahn's Flooring and Design Center, acquired by BK Home Improvement.
I understand Bob Zahn will be staying to help.
We are excited to have that, and absolutely, Zahn's Flooring and Design Center is happy to have Bob Zahn still involved in that same local presence they're used to dealing with.
There has been a little confusion. BK Home Improvement is not affiliated with BK Painting or BK Property Management. You are located at your headquarters in Lebanon, Indiana.
Yes, we are excited to expand both brand names inside of both markets for Lebanon and Crawfordsville. Please come visit our showroom at 310 North Green Street, as we will consistently be redesigning and offering new, innovative products and technologies.
And you are still going to say,
Zahn's Flooring and Design Center. We are everywhere you walk.
Untoasted, segment 3. Dave Meyer, we talked about the movie Sunset. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, Dave.
Bruce Willis, and again, we know that Bruce is not in good health right now, currently, and certainly, great career.
Oh my!
We loved him in Die Hard and other movies, and just a kind of a sad story, and we have seen that. But let's take Bruce Willis. Let's put him in the ring with George Clooney. Another TV guy that went to movies. I mean, high profile ER, high profile moonlighting. Both of them went into movies, I guess you would say, or started to make movies. So evaluate their careers. Who wins in the Willis versus Clooney movie battle?
Oh, Dave, this is it's a, first of all, great premise, because it is true. Both, different eras, but not that far apart for, I guess, folks of a pretty wide demographic. Okay, so I would say, Bruce Willis did, not only his, face and his hairline, but his voice, right, has been in our conscious for a long time. So much, though, if you remember the Look Who's Talking movies, which, he was just the voice of the baby. So it's like, you put Bruce's voice in a baby, and people are going to watch the movie. That's how big he was at that time. So I see, from a Hollywood star perspective, Bruce Willis bigger than George Clooney. However, Dave, George Clooney has done he's directed movies. He's won Academy Awards. He is currently on Broadway. So I would say it's in the scope, it's probably a push, but in the pop culture persona that we mostly operate in, Bruce Willis has a larger presence because of, if nothing else, Die Hard. But I think his body of work across a lot of different types of things, with action and comedy and a lot of things in between, Bruce Willis is going to probably stay with us and his work, for a longer time than George Clooney's, although George Clooney's might be more critically acclaimed for a longer period. So it's a long-winded way, Dave, to almost answer your question, and I'll give the movie star nod to Bruce and the artistic nod to George.
And George is famous for continuing to look good in his old age.
That is something, Dave, that you go, yeah, okay. If I could do that, I could, but I can't.
For some reason, I'm going to ask another question.
Okay.
Who is smoother?
Oh,
Nick Saban or Jay Wright? They're both broadcasters. They both won championships in their respective coaching tenures, and now they're on TV. Who's the smoothest of those two, Nick Saban or Jay Wright?
First of all, give Saban his props. I was not like I guess I was a begrudging Saban fan as a coach, but he clearly is brilliant. He's very well prepared. But Dave, in the world of cool, Jay Wright is he's as close as we can get from the jock side. I mean, Jay Wright looks good in the clothes. Does not look like he ran to the set ever. Just sat down, smiled at the guys, and tee me up. None of my jewelry will reflect.
Well, I had a chance to do, I think, 10 games with Jay Wright, and most of those games he was in a suit. It wasn't until the pandemic that we went to the pajamas on the sidelines. Pretty soon we're going to have slippers. I mean, there's going to be a coach with slippers.
In a robe.
Buzz,
nice
what's the Buzz guy's name? He's going to have slippers on. Buzz, what is the Buzz? Buzz Lightyear? Buzz
Lightyear. That's what the kids
Texas, one of those Texas schools. There's like 28 Texas schools.
Okay, please write in. Send
Buzz
McFadden.
Buzz.
Okay,
I'll think of it here. But
okay, it'll come to us.
But he was so cool. He was so cool. At one time, he's there in his 3-piece suit, and he's mad. Ooh. And his coaches are holding him back in a 3-piece suit, and Wright's like, I'm going to get after you. What's in a 3-piece suit, fully buttoned. I don't know. What's he weigh? 180 pounds, 170 pounds?
Perfect, Dave. Did he take a step back at some point and just, do the Captain Picard and settle himself? And his suit fell back perfectly, right?
Haircut every day for Jay.
Oh, God.
What is that guy's name? Buzz. I can't think of that.
No, it's more fun that we don't know it, Dave.
Cool. Next up on Untoasted, the movie Dick. And that is that's another one of these kind of fantasy.
Right. But I'm excited for that.
Based on real life, or at least some real life threads.
Certainly real characters, right? Historic in nature.
And we got some new, I think the girl that was in, the woman that was in Spider-Man, or the first,
that's
those
big.
3 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Is that Tobey Maguire?
I believe so, Dave.
Kirsten Dunst. Dunst.
She is in one of my favorite Cameron Crowe movies, Elizabethtown. She plays
Elizabethtown?
A flight attendant. Yes, should we do that at some point, Dave?
With the guy that's married to Katy Perry?
Yes, Orlando Bloom.
You like Elizabethtown?
Oh, this is going to be good. We're going to have to do Elizabethtown.
Oh, my. I've seen it several times, and it's one of those.
It's a weird movie, Dave. They
would call it a guilty pleasure.
Yes, it's. I tell you what, it is one of my favorite soundtracks, and over time, I fell in love with them. The movie it appeals to my romantic mixtape making self.
And the tunnel is misplaced. You've been through the tunnel down there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Geographically, it is not. It does not fit the movie. That's one thing that I remember about Elizabethtown.
That's probably you know the area better. Therefore, you can pick apart some of those.
Now, wait a
minute.
That tunnel is
yeah. Okay, Dave.
I know way too much.
I don't want to take us off track, though. But yes, Kirsten Dunst.
Season 4. Kirsten. Okay.
Kirsten.
Okay,
no,
I think Kirsten.
It is correct, Dave. I'm sorry.
Okay. Dick is next on Untoasted. Dave, always fun to talk.
Dave, my pleasure. It's our pleasure to be a part of the Untoasted thing, Dave. Now, who are the nice people that bring this to us, Dave?
Well, Campbell's cream of onion soup on the.
Oh, folks, that's what
wait
a
minute.
That's a callback.
Okay, this is chicken broth. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick, Dave.
Then.
One more question.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're on a podcast. We'll get to the sponsors.
Okay.
Cream of onion soup has this pull tab.
A pull tab?
It has a pull tab, but chicken broth does not.
Wow.
Who makes that call at Campbell's?
Boy, there must be, Dave, I'm got to say, there must be safety issues involved in allowing the chicken people to just do the pop tops. They're not ready.
There are people at Campbell's that make these decisions, and there are probably 3-ring binders full of criteria that say, well, the chicken broth does not get the pull tab, but the cream of onion does.
And then people fight it, and then they bring in people with different levels of arthritis to work it and then see how it happens, Dave.
Hey, it's Crawfordsville Pete's Cast. We are sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Also sponsored by Zahn's Flooring and Design Center and the good folks at BK Home Improvement. Plus, Dave, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, Dave.
Oh, good. My battery says low. I'll just hit close on that.
Okay.
Little inside baseball there.
Oh.
Also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber, CIR, power for you. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello.
Todd.
Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. I'm Dave Peach. Join us every Thursday for a new episode on Apple or Spotify. Please like, subscribe, and download the Crawfordsville Peachcast. This podcast was produced and edited by Up There Media and is a presentation of Fork Broadcasting Digital.